As always with all of these combos, there is a demo, as you can see, and then keep watching till the end and there will be a full spoken tutorial on how to break this down. Right, this next combo is really good for improvers. It's also just a nice combo to do even if you're more advanced because it's really pretty and there's lots of scope for adding other combos that you probably already know as well. It kind of can just keep going. So we're going to start with a single footlock. I'm going to use my right leg. I'm going to use dancer's footlock because the move that I do after this little section is easier to get off with the dancer's footlock in, but you can do either. So we're going to start with right footlock on, silk on the left hand side. We're going to go into a side lean. So for our side lean, we need to make sure we're stood up really strong and tall on our footlock leg and get the pole of the silk right in the crease of your opposite hip. I'm also going to rest the sole of my foot on the pole, like so. From here, I'm going to lean. To do the lean, I'm going to actively send my lower leg up to the side and keep trying to turn my hips slightly towards the floor. My left arm is on the left silk and that is going to stay over my head. So the silk passes now to above my head and in front of the silk now. As I stand up, it'll be now on the right hand side. So if you didn't see that right well, I'll try and do it this way. So it will start here. This left hand stays high the whole time. As I lean, I'm sneakily passing the silk over to the right hand side of my body. I come to stand up and I've got a straight arm here and I'm pressing down on that arm as I press this leg down but keeping it straight. So I can easily get my elbow over the silk to grab here. And all this is doing is keeping the tension in the silk so that you can wrap this arm comfortably, like so. From here, this left silk, the tail in the left hand rather, is going to pass over the body. I'm going to keep it straight and I'm going to cross the silk around about top of my head. I'm going to pull my arm so that it sits tight into that lock before opening out. Before opening out into that nice diamond shape. Some people like to hold here if they feel nervous to start off with, and then they'll graduate onto letting go with that hand. But I find that if you do 2 wraps around the top wrist and you wrap really high, it's not a problem. It's normally when you wrap your wrist too low and then it like plunges you out. Another thing to avoid is when you go to do the lean, you're keeping the silk guarded on the side of your hip. Then when you straighten your full leg, you pop out to the side. So I'll show you what I mean. So you've wrapped around a bit too low and then you've got a bent elbow and you're trying to lean out, but the silk is still on the hip here because you're scared, because when you do that, you drop really far. So to avoid that, wrap the arm nice and high and keep that leg really straight on that transition out so there's no like sudden jerks. From there, so that's like a nice moment here for your side lean. Press down on that straight arm to take the bounce out of the silk. Wrap the arm high twice. Pull down, straight left arm to open out straight away. From here, you're going to stand up, use your hips. So I'm actively pressing my hips back to the poles to pull up. If you need to then hold here, you can do, or just rest the sole of the foot because you're going to punch the tail through the silks from left to right, and that will create a loop. Pop your head and shoulder through the loop, hold the poles, then pull the slack out of here. Sink in and make sure when you're lowering, you haven't got your hand really close to that lock, because as this starts, it'll start like this. If your hand's really close here, it starts to lock. You get your fingers stuck in the loop, which is definitely what you don't want. So always hold a little bit lower down to allow for that to happen. Then from here, keeping hold of the tail. Make sure you remember, if you let go of this tail, you will keep going, which is not what we want. Then I'm going to grab one hand on each tail that's locked below the knot, pull my heel into my bum, keep the foot pointed, that all shakes off. So I'm now in my pretty loop or shoulder sling, like so. And both silks should be passing through the middle like this. From here, I'm going to show you the split variation that I've added in. So we're going to hold the tails up here, because if you hold them here and then try to invert, it's essentially impossible. Like, you just can't do it. Physics won't let you do it. So keep the tails short for this bit. We're going to invert, and we can wrap the leg. Nice little pose. We can wrap both legs even. Sit up. You've got your little swing seat, and you can do your drop back, your salto drop back. So you hold the poles and you drop back to there. But the combo I wanted to show you was the oversplit. It's such an illusion, oversplit. It's not really an oversplit. It's the angle of your back leg. Is the Mircale split that you do from here. So I'll do it a little bit higher. So same drill. Into your foot lock. Side lean, pushing the silk over. Lock that elbow in. 2 wraps. Pull the silk across. Punch the loop through. Unwrap that top right arm. And pop your head into the loop. Pull the loop nice and tight. We're then going to take this foot lock off. We're going to straddle through the middle of the tail, so the tails are on the outsides of our hips. Then, from here, you've got your 2 tails, pike forward, and I like to keep like my poles nice and close to the middle of my body. So my first wraps are quite high up my thigh, and I'm going to wrap from the inside over my quad out to in. So it feels really weird when you're upside down to wrap that way. And then it sits on the outsides of the feet. From here, I cross the left silk to my little finger side of my hand, my right hand. And I'm going to keep the tension where it is on my right leg. I'm going to bend this leg slightly to bring me through into that split. And the silks, the poles that I'm meeting will be on my shoulders. And then I push my leg straight. Ooh, need to come back up the right way. So, if you release too much slack, or the same amount of slack as you want to circle that leg round, that's when you end up really wonky and not in the split. So the trick is that you keep the back leg of your split shorter. So the tail is shorter. You don't give it the room you want it to have. So that's why I then, because I'm not super bendy, I bend my knee to come round. So I'll show you again, now that all the blood is out of my head. So again, I'm here. It's close to my inside thighs. 2, third little wrap. And then I've got my hands, how can I explain it? Knuckles facing the floor, fingers away. Finger and thumb on just the right silk, so that I can grab the tail of the left silk in my fingers. Then I don't move any more slack, just enough that I'm in a star or a straddle. I then bend that knee to rotate into my split and then push down. And it's at that point, if I need to, I can release a little bit more slack, but I try not to. So come out of it, bring yourself back into a pike, straddle, grab all 4 silks, 2 in each hand, lower, bicycle legs just to unravel everything. Little parcel climb, or any climb you want, or even a foot lock. I bring both arms out at once, so I put my elbows in like I'm praying, and then I grab the loop. So I'm not going to get my neck stuck. It's not going to shrink and start making me look like I've got just one part of my neck and one arm in. So I pull everything out together. Some people take one arm out, grab that, and it starts shortening. Like, I don't even know. I'm not even going to do it. But it just stops you ever being in a tricky situation where you're going to get your head stuck, because you've blocked it and stopped anything moving whatsoever. So you can pop your head out with ease. And then from here, it'll do a little pop like that, which is fine. You'll figure out very quickly which one is the tight silk and which one is creating the loop. You just need to pull it out, and you end up just with a wonky silk. And that is how you get out of this one. Enjoy.